This video is going to be the fitment, installation, and build slash fabrication of the Eaton N112 to Mach 1 shaker brackets. Excuse me. So this is not a finished product. I'm about 98% done. Only thing I really need to do is paint underneath, and I need to tweak it just a tiny bit to the left. It looks like it's to the right, but I need to tweak it to the left. Reason being is because this side has about 1.5 inches of clearance all the way down. This side has about 1 3/4 inches all the way down. And you know, it's up to you whether you want it in the middle or you want it kicked over a little bit farther this way, because when the engine torques, it's going to torque this way. Therefore, the supercharger is going to, or sorry, the shaker is going to torque this way, and it could contact your hood. It's never happened to me, but I've always had it in the center, so I'll put it back. But the fitment is really good, actually. Front to back, it's pretty good. Pretty even all over the place. That's that. I'm going to now open up the hood and show you underneath. Okay, so this being the underhood portion, I'm going to talk about the materials and things that I used to make all this work. So this being the stock top half and weather stripping slash rain catcher. The bottom is missing. Now there's a plate there. It's a metal plate that I've fabricated, cut out, grinded, built. And I have these little pieces of angle iron brackets. I have 3 with spacers on them. I'll get to those in a second. But this plate, like I said, I had to cut this out. This is just a metal plate that I had to bolt to the bottom of the shaker with the bolts. There's 6 bolts that hold the stock bottom to the stock top. Now, this is a cardboard cutout of said bracket or said plate. I mocked this up with a piece of cardboard, as you can see, and then traced the bolts out so I could use that as a complete template. But when I cut the material, I cut the metal out with a plasma cutter, and then proceeded to grind off the rough edges to make it fit perfectly inside the top half of the shaker. Once it fit perfectly, I bolted it down and did a couple test fits. And this is the finished product. I still need to paint the brackets and stuff like that, but for now this will work. The brackets, I have one here, is a, as you can see, it's a 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch 90-degree bracket. You can get these at Lowe's or Home Depot. I've seen them at both. It has this little indentation, gives it a little bit more rigidity, and prevents it from buckling under stress. So I bought 4, but I only used 3. So that's what I used. It has these little slots in it. What I actually did was I would, if I needed to raise or lower, I would just simply wallow out this using a pneumatic grinder that I have. Wallow out that. That way I could raise and lower it on the stud slash bolt. But that's just one way that I did it. You can do the same thing with spacers, a little bit more spacers. But this spacer right here in the middle, right here, this spacer is a 1/2 inch. That was not bought a 1/2 inch, that was cut down from 1 inch. The other one is actually 1 inch. So that spacer right there is 1 inch. So And that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's just a trial and error thing. If you're watching this just to watch it, that's great. But if you're actually going to build some brackets, you got to know that it's not going to work the first time. You're going to have to mess with it. But that is my setup.